Hey everyone, guess what? We've got a special opportunity today. We are meeting with a graduate from the ESFT training, the director of outpatient from CCTC, Jessica Taplin. Yay! Hey, Jessica.
Hello.
Thank you so much for hanging with me today. It's great to have this opportunity. What aspect of your training experience has most influenced your family therapy skills?
I could probably talk about that for an eternity, right? So just to think about it holistically, it really helped me as a therapist and a director. And it really helps with seeing that bigger picture of what's going on with the families. Whereas previous to, ESFT training, getting caught up in those like nah, yaha type of
Oh,
conversations with
yeah.
families, like trying to convince them to participate in this, that, and the other. And, ESFT really taught us how to see beneath all of that and kind of zoom out and see families from like the inside out, if that makes sense.
How did learning to think systemically change you as a professional and a person?
It's amazing. It really does. Like from right away, initially, I realized I was doing ESFT with my own family. So sorry about that, guys. But, I think the one thing that you can really see in all aspects of my life is that slow thinking and validation, and not just coming in really quick with a solution or I have to say something right here. It's that I can sit with somebody and just be with them in whatever it is that they're going through. And sometimes that's the most. And then when you respond with something, it's very careful and thought out.
I really appreciate how you narrated that. I think you're also punctuating this evolution that happens for people when they start to think systemically is like once you see things as part of a system or you start to see things as triangles, it's like you can't unsee it.
Right. And like the other thing that I love talking about in the trainings and now utilize every day in my practice is the parallel process of everything. So when you're
Mm,
thinking systemically, you're not just
mhm.
thinking about say right now we work with families, you're not just thinking about the parent and the child. I'm now thinking about how the therapist is interacting with the parent and the child, and then how
Right.
I'm interacting with the therapist and the parent and the child. And that's
Right.
before by zooming all the way out. And I've also feel like I do that in my own personal life too. It's funny how it happens.
How do you think learning ESFT has prepared you to face challenges as a director, like in your current role?
It's a lot of the same. It's like really that idea of slowing down, which seems like such a basic thing, but
Mhm.
in reality, it's not. And anybody who knows me knows I move really fast. I talk really fast. I act really fast, full in a china shop. But so it really helps me in slowing that down. And as a director, especially because we're doing ESFT, right, with like my supervisors and my
Right.
colleagues and everybody. So when maybe there's some type of thing where you're not seeing eye to eye, slowing down that process again and really hearing what somebody else has to say and responding a little differently so that
Mhm.
what you need is being heard and their needs are being heard. So that's how it's helped me here as a director, I feel like.
So for you, are you utilizing it sounds like you're utilizing ESFT organizationally.
Yeah.
So when we think about, you've walked through the 3-year training curriculum, what wisdom would you want to offer people considering participating in ESFT training or, newly participating in ESFT training? Like what do you wish that you knew or what do you think would be helpful for them to know?
I think the best advice I can give in this scenario is that it takes practice. Practice,
Mm,
practice, 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 right? I know Steve, our trainer, uses the analogy of sports, right? How like Nick Foles didn't do the Philly special just like one time and magic it happened. There was probably practicing it thousands of times. So
Mhm.
really encouraging folks to lean into that practice and practicing the role plays and allowing yourself to be vulnerable, because that's when the change happens, when you're actually practicing. So when the situation comes up, you're prepared, and that's when folks find success. And it's hard, right? I remember to this day my first time I was thrown into a role play at ESFT, and I was exceptionally nervous. And, come to however many years later, I'm jumping right in.
Well, folks, I know, right? You're thinking the same thing I am. Thank goodness we got to talk to Jessica and celebrate her amazing accomplishment and get her wisdom and hear her story. We're so grateful. Thank you so much, Jessica.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And so, you guys don't forget, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the blog, because you want to get that password so you can get access to all the content, and make sure you check us out on our socials. All right. See you later, everyone.